Hello and welcome. This is Waleed with you from WasNet. We are back again with the question number 7 from the series Toughest Interview Questions. And today we are covering a very interesting question that is asked from every candidate. And this question is actually aimed at knocking you out. The interviewer, it's a weapon for the interviewer, but today we'll tell you how to make it your weapon. And this is an essential question. The interviewer never misses this. So be very prepared and well prepared for this question. And that question is, why should we hire you? All right. Now, this question is actually aimed at to look at your strengths and how you actually come out of that nervousness or that comfort zone. Because if you're not prepared for this question, or if you trip over or stammer or show your nervousness, you're out. You're out of the game. You're out of the competition. Someone else will take your place. So this question needs preparation. And in a jolt, if this question is given to you, of course, everyone can get shaky in their places, and that's natural because you don't know the interviewer. The trust is not there. New faces, new environment. That actually makes you uneasy. So if you show your uneasiness on this question, that slot is no more yours. That's how this question is actually made and aimed at you. So let's see how we can answer this question very smartly. So this is a killer question and nobody is prepared for this. Not many are prepared for this, but after this video today, you'll be prepared for then how to handle this very smartly. So the thing is, you should know the needs of the company, what actually the company is looking for, and what are their weak points, and what they want to accomplish, what they want to have accomplished in the near future, or maybe in like 1 year, 1.5 years. For example, if the position is for sales, the sales guy will say, okay, fine, yeah, why should you hire me? Yeah, because since your company actually wants to expand their territory, I have strategies which I implemented in my last role where the territory grew by like this many numbers, and I didn't allow anyone to falter or miss the deadlines or miss the numbers, or the numbers fell less, but we were way ahead of the competition because I used the strategy 1, 2, and 3. That's why you should hire me. The next thing is the irreversible damage syndrome. Now, what is this? This is a very unique technique where you actually give the feeling to the interviewer that if they don't hire you, they will be at a loss. For example, taking a manager, if the company really wants to get the operation smooth, because this is I'm actually telling this from my heart, nothing is prepared, so I have to think along as well. A manager, let's say for a pharmaceutical company, and they want a manager, let's say an operations manager. Under operations, of course, things have to move on, the paper has to move on, the process has to move on. So many people are involved, many departments are involved, much documentation is involved. How would a manager do that? Now the manager will show that if you don't actually have it, because in my last pharmaceutical company as a manager, the things were not really okay when I joined them, but down the line, like 6 months, things actually got okay. Why? How? Because I got the people from every department to be the focal person, and that focal person was accountable for whatever they were ordained or ordered to do, and I made sure the deadlines were met, being the bad guy or being the good guy. So whatever the strategy that you'll employ, of course, that will be seen by the interviewer. And you also tell them that after I implemented those strategies as a manager, those are being still followed. And that pharmaceutical company, you know their numbers, you know their balance sheet, and you know their coverage now, and they are in the news. Why? Because I was there, I'm still there. So if you want me to be here, of course we can negotiate, we can sit down and discuss what can be done. So you should actually know the weak points, the areas, their aspirations, and their plans for the next 6 months to 1 year. For a recruiter, of course, the main concern to hire a recruiter is that recruiter brings the most favorable, most credible, and the most feasible and useful resources for the company that don't skip the company when they're done in like 6 months or maybe 4 months or maybe 1 year. They want resources to be hired through the recruiter who would stay for a longer time and benefit the company. So a recruiter would say like this, that I have a network of like this many, so many people, maybe thousands of people, because HR people they have big networks. They know a lot of people. So being in the industry, you just tell the interviewer, look, I'm a recruiter, but I have like, for example, 10,000 people in my network who are ready to join any company, but I have this very ability to scan and understand people in the first conversation whether they would be useful for you or not. That will actually give the interviewer that yes, this person could be an asset. Once the interviewer gets the feeling that you're an asset and he brands you as an asset in his mind, you're hired. And the candidates, of course, the other candidates, they might actually falter at this question and might be taken as a surprise with this question. Engineers, yes. For an engineer, the interviewer will want to know how and why shouldn't they actually hire you and what will happen to them. The engineer would say, look, I experiment every day and I teach people of the new techniques in engineering that helps them in completing the projects on time, the deadlines, right? Because engineering projects are very difficult to manage. It's huge. The magnanimity of it is quite huge. Just consider building a dam or buildings like Burj Al Khalifa, right? These are mega projects. So if you want to project yourself as an engineer, as an asset for that company, you should tell them that big projects are not a problem for you and that you build leader engineers under you who will accomplish the project. Architects, again, big projects, good design projects, and projects that will actually bring the wow factor to your projects, because I have that kind of a creativity, and if you miss that bandwagon, your competitors, of course, will have the better opportunity to use that. Software engineer, of course, the best answer that you can give, that if you don't hire me, or why should you hire me, is that I have repositories of my code that will help you to accomplish projects like this and this and this and this and this, any project. So if you have a number of trending projects in your portfolio, of course, that will help you to be labeled as an asset. Teachers, yes. The teachers, the very prime concern of the people who are interviewing teachers is that how can teachers add value, and the value for them that they will add to the students is the ability to think with clarity and think intelligently and perform well, and so that their universities or schools or colleges get a better name. So the teacher will say, look, I have strategies, I have built people and their students and their parents' characters and align them with the vision of their education for their future, or with their future, so that when they actually go out, they become your brand ambassadors. That's how you answer this question very smartly. I have given examples for each one of them, and you have to think smartly. So how will you actually make yourself unavoidable? This is the next thing. Unavoidable is if the company cannot hire me,